Steve Helling and Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post said Aaron Rodgers has pleaded before the Jets organization to keep him for a further season. Diana Rossini on the Eisen Show. Nobody had shared with me that Rodgers was begging to stay a New York Jet. In fact, this entire time, I knew that Aaron Rodgers wanted his time in New York to come to an end. He knew this chapter was over a while ago.
So here's the deal. With respect to the New York Post guys, I believe Diana. And Aaron Rodgers is not an idiot. He's odd at times, but he's not an idiot. When you make fun of the owner's son on the record, you don't do that if it's somewhere you want to stick around at. You know what I mean? Like he was talking about whether or not he was going to be cut by Brick, which is not Jeff Ulbrich, but Woody Johnson's kid. And so when that happens, DeMonte, you're not then begging to stay. I think he wanted to be cut and wanted the opportunity to, go out and see what's out there for him. Now, I don't know what is out there for him. And
what if it's true? What if he kind of does want to still be a Jet? Like, and there's nothing out there for him. He's like, hey, guys.
He might end up regretting wanting to be cut because the market won't be there for him. But I think it's going to be a sad-ish end because I just feel like maybe Pittsburgh throws him a lifeline. But if not Pittsburgh, DeMonte, I really think it's going to end up being one of the two AFC South teams that nobody really cares about. That's mean. But that aren't high-profile teams.
Yeah.
The Colts or the Titans. And like that, to me, are the most likely of the outcomes.
It's like, what are you playing for?
Well, right. The other option is for him to just wait and see if a contending team suffers a quarterback injury. But that's a risky needle to try to thread. Then you do have a chance of nobody suffers that type of injury and you're just out. And so it seemed to me like he knew the time with the Jets was over. All right, DeMonte, let's go to the NFL international stuff before we get to the listener questions. Go ahead.
So the Chargers are headed to Brazil this year. There are confirmed games in Spain, Germany, Ireland, and 3 games in England.
So this is an opportunity for me to once again talk about the idea that I pitched to Roger Goodell in person 8 years ago that they need to just take me up on, the NFL International Week. It is a financial bonanza. It solves so many potential issues, and I will lay it out once again. We stay at 17 games. Every single team plays 8 home, 8 road, 1 international game. We add 1 bye to the season, which then does push the Super Bowl up against President's Day weekend, so we all have Monday off, but that's not the point of this. And the way it works is as follows. Around the midway point of the season, we have a Monday through Sunday week where every single day there are, in prime time, 2, or throughout the day, I should say, 2 or 3 NFL games from different locations around the world. The way you do the time zones is, if the game's in Tokyo, you have it on, the Tuesday at noon in Tokyo, which puts it, again, I don't have the time zones in front of me, but every day around the time you're getting off work, there is a football game kicking off. And every day that there is that football game kicking off, it is on a different broadcast partner. You can give one to Hulu. You can give one to Prime. You give one to Netflix. It's at different major soccer stadiums around the world The extra bye week works as follows. Because of the travel, if your game is on early in the week, your extra bye week comes the week before. If your game is late in the week, your extra bye week comes the week after. You remove the competitive imbalance of some teams having more home or road games than the other. You remove the competitive imbalance of some teams having crazy travel that other teams don't. And you can sell every single one of these games as a standalone product and make hundreds of millions of extra revenue that then gets split with the players. You grow the game. It's not random. It's not like, there's this crummy 9 a.m. game in England. It's the regular NFL schedule, and then boom, midway through the year, it's international week, and this team's going to Cape Town, and that team's going to Cairo, and that team's going to London, and that team's going to Rio, and that team's going to Sydney, and you do it. It would generate more money than an 18th game because you would add the extra week for your major broadcast partners through the extra bye week. And again, you might be like, in a bye week, you don't put games on TV. No, you would still have an extra weekend of regular season football, and you would sell these games individually. And it's just the right plan. And I've had this plan for a decade. And at some point, the NFL, again, you don't have to, it is my intellectual property, but I have proffered this so much that at this point, it's just in the public sphere. Just take it. You don't have to pay me anything. Just take it, and everyone will be better off for it. All right, let's get some listener questions.
Great idea, Pops. Actually, that was nice. I think that would work out very well.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
And could you imagine if every day you got off work, there was a different NFL game kicking off, or during the weekday?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, again, the time zones thing you got to figure out, but you can figure that. That's not hard. Go ahead.
So should, following up on that, should every team have their second international home?
I don't know. Maybe down the road, you could kind of have a sister city, right, for each team. But I think that has to probably happen organically.